24th of November, Rabbi Moore, Parsha Hashavua with Rashi, Toldos.
Doing well.
He's coming.
Okay, great.
Hi, everybody.
Hello, Rabbi.
Ruato.
Just 1 second.
Okay.
Let's go. Parsha's Toldos. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Blue, it's your turn to start.
Ve'ela Toldos Yitzchak ben Avraham. Avraham holid es Yitzchak. These are the offspring of Yitzchak, the son of Avraham. Avraham begot Yitzchak.
Now,
Rashi,
this Yitzchak seems totally superfluous. Okay? Yeah.
Rashi says, Ve'ela Toldos Yitzchak. Yaakov ve'Esav. Yaakov and Esav. Ha'amurim be'parasha, who are spoken of further in the Parsha.
Right.
Avraham holid es Yitzchak. La'achar shekara HaKadosh Baruch Hu shemo Avraham. After Hashem named him Avraham.
Meaning he changed his name from being Avram to Abraham. Only then did he have children.
After that, holid es Yitzchak. He begot Yitzchak.
Right.
Devar acher. Alternatively, al yidei shekasav hakasuv Yitzchak ben Avraham. Since the verse wrote Yitzchak, son of Avraham, Huzkak Lomar, it was required to say Avraham holid es Yitzchak. Avraham begot Yitzchak. Lefi shehayu leitzanei hador omrim, because it would be that the scoffers of the generation would say, or it was that the scoffers of the generation were saying,
right,
May Avi Melech Nis Abra Sarah. From Avimelech, Sarah was pregnant, became pregnant. Sheharei Kama Shanim Shehasa Im Avraham. For we see how many years that she was with Abraham. Velo nis ab ra hemenu. Yet she did not become pregnant from him. Me asa hakadosh baruch hu. What did Hashem do? Tsar Kilaster Panav Shel Yitzchak. He fashioned the form of Yitzchak's face, dome la'Avraham, similar to Abraham's face.
Right.
V'heidu hakol, and everyone attested, Abraham holid es Yitzchak. It was Abraham that begot Yitzchak, not Avimelech. V'zahu shekasav kan, and this is what is written here. Yitzchak ben Abraham Haya. Yitzchak was the son of Abraham. Shaharei edus yesh. For we see that there is evidence of this. She Abraham holid et Yitzchak, that Abraham begot Yitzchak.
Okay. In fact, Rashi mentioned in last week's Parsha that Kosh Baruch Hu had to change things because Rashi said before that Avram Zokin Bo Bayomim. Avram was old, advanced in years. Rashi says, no, Kosh Baruch Hu made it that Avram Avinu was the first person to look old. Because since Yitzchak looked exactly like Abraham, so people were getting mixed up. They were so similar. So therefore, Kosh Baruch Hu made Abraham look old, therefore they could distinguish between the two. I refer you back to the beginning. Rashi doesn't mention it here. Where does Rashi mention? I'm just trying to remember now. Rashi doesn't mention it there. I don't know where it's mentioned until Rashi mentioned it. Okay, I don't know. Maybe Rashi doesn't mention it, but Chazal say they look so much alike that Kosh Baruch Hu had to create aging so that they could distinguish between Abraham and Yitzchak. Okay, let's go on to Pasuk Chav. Meir.
Okay, Vayihi Yitzchak ben 40 shana b'chachto et Rivka bat Betuel ha'amari mipadan Aram achot Lavan Arami lo leisha. Okay, so Yitzchak was 40 years old when he took Rivka, bat Betuel, daughter of Betuel, the Aramean from Padan Aram, sister of Lavan, the Aramean, for him as a wife.
Right.
Okay, so Rashi, ben 40 shana, Shaharei Sheba Bisheba
Abraham
Mehar Ahomoriah. Okay, so from when Abraham came back from Mount Moriah, Nitbaser Shenolda Rivka. Oh, he was told, I guess, that Rivka was born. V'Yitzchak haya ben shloshim v'sheva shana. And Yitzchak was 37 years old. Sharei bo beperech Meta Sarah. In this period, I guess, in time, Beperech, Sarah died.
Because that's why he was 127. Sarah was 127 years.
Right. Okay. Mishel Nolad Yitzchak, and from the time Yitzchak was born, Ad HaAkedah, until the Akedah, Shemeta Sarah, when Sarah died, Shloshim Vesheva Shanim, no, Sheva Shana Hayu was 37 years. Ki Vat Tishim Haita, so because she was 90 years old. Kishenolad Yitzchak, when Yitzchak was born, Uvat Mea ve'esrim Sheva, and was 127 Kishemeta, when she died. And Shenemars, it says, Vayiyu Haye Sarah Vigomer. Okay, that was the last Parsha. And she was, lifetime was 100, was and Gomer, etc. Hareli Yitzchak Shloshim V'Sheva Shanim. So now Yitzchak was 37 years old. Uvo Beperech Nolda Rivka. And at this period, Rivka was born. Let's see. Himtim La. He waited for her. Achitahei Reuya Livia. Until it would be, I guess, appropriate for relations. Shalosh Shanim, 3 years. And he married her. Oh, at the age of 3. Okay. Okay. Let's see. Bat Betuel mi Padan Aram Achot Lavan. So the daughter of Betuel from Padan Aram, sister of Lavan. Okay. V'chi adayin lo niktav. Because it was not written, Shehi bat Betuel, that she was the daughter of Betuel. The Achot Lavan, and the sister of Lavan, the Padan Aram, from Padan Aram. Oh, that's a question. Okay. Ella Hagid Shivcha. Okay, but to tell the praise, her praise. Oh, yeah, it's a dot there. Her praise. Shehaita bat Rasha. Oh, that she was the daughter of a wicked person. The Achot Rasha, and the sister of one too. Umikoma Anshe Rasha.
Right.
Right.
And the place were also wicked people.
Oh, a place of wicked people. Velo Lamda Ma'asehem, but she did not learn their ways.
From their wicked ways.
Wicked ways. Okay, and let's see, Mi Padan Aram.
I'm going to make an interesting point over here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I was thinking, I was discussing yesterday with my Sudesh Lishis, with my family. All of the matriarchs, Sarah, Rivka, and Rachel and Leah, all grew up in the houses of Rashaim.
Right.
And all of them, I guess, on their own, without any education otherwise. It could be actually Rivka was different, because Chazal say, which we mentioned later on in Parshas Vayishlach, that Yaakov Avinu heard so it says that Rivka's wet nurse died, and Yaakov buried her underneath the alon, called the Alon Bachus. Mentioned the Parshas Vayishlach. And so Chazal say that also he wept for his mother as well. But it seems that this pretty old lady who was the wet nurse or whatever, the nanny of Rivka, was a tzaddikus herself, and she was the one who educated Rivka to be a tzaddikus. But that's a medrash. But on the face of things, in other words, she grew, as the Rashi says over here, Rivka grew up in, her father was a wicked person, her brother was a wicked person, there was everybody around. By the way, I can't remember if I mentioned this last week. That's a very good point. It says one of the things when Eliezer, the Lavan and his mother agreed to let Rivka go, so it says that Eliezer took out gold and silver vessels and clothing, and he gave it to Rivka. Now, what do you mean? How would how did Eliezer have any idea what kind of clothing is going to fit this? She's only a 3-year-old, so what's he giving her clothing? Hey, it probably was for an older girl or whatever. How did he know? So one of the previous Ger Rebbes said maybe a sharp thought was that he didn't take out the clothing necessarily for her to wear. He took out the clothing to show her. He says, you're now coming into marrying Yitzchak. Your mode of dress has to be like this. These clothing. This is the clothing type of worn clothing which is going to be the lady folk in the house of Yitzchak are going to wear. Because he wanted to tell her, this is you're not necessarily what you've been seeing over here in locally, form of dress women dress over here is the same form of dress. You can be able to wear the same kind of clothing you've been wearing here. You can wear over there. Anyway, just I thought of it. The idea is an interesting thought. Anyway, Akoponim, how did the matriarchs? I mean, Avraham Avinu is recognized as, wow, he's the one. He recognized the Kodesh Baruch Hu. He was 3 years old, and then with different stages. So when he was 5, when he was 13, he was 40, 48. Different midrashim mentioned different things that he recognized the Kodesh Baruch Hu, and he built a connection with the Kodesh Baruch Hu. But we see the matriarchs; they were also loners, right? They came from totally homes which were alien to the teachings of Avraham Avinu, and yet they managed to be righteous women wherever they were. Stamak, actually, an interesting point is that B'chlal, in those generations, people were made of stronger, I don't like to use the word maybe, stronger metal than what we are nowadays. Most people, I mean, almost 100% of people nowadays do not have the strength of character necessarily to go against to do what Avraham Avinu did, to be totally convinced that his path is the right path, and to go against the entire world, what everybody else is doing. Everybody else in the world was doing. He was, as the Chazal say, he was Avram Ha'ivri. He was on one side and everybody else was on the other side. I don't think there's anybody today who could be on that level. And B'chlal, so the women think the matriarchs were also on that tremendously high spiritual level of having the strength of character to be able to do what they understood to be right, even though it was going against everybody else. Okay, let's continue. Mipadan Aram.
Mipadan Aram, okay. Al Shem Sheshinei Aram Hayu. Because that there were two Arams, I guess. Okay.
Aram. Right?
Mm-hmm. Aram Naharayim. The Aram Tsova. Oh, interesting.
I mean, I'm not sure it's quite the same as Kansas and Kansas City, but it's something on those lines,
Uh-huh. Okay, let's see. Koreotan Padan. So the Torah calls it Padan, Lashon Semer Bakar. So it's related to what's Semed? Semed Bakar, something about cattle. Okay. Oh, it's a Targum says, Targum Padan Torin. It's a pair of oxen, according to the Targum. Okay. V'yesh Potrin Padan Aram Kimo.
The day Aram, the field of Aram.
Oh, Sedei. Okay, Sedei Aram. Okay.
Why? Shebeloshen Yishmael.
Okay. Korin L'Sadeh Padan. So according to Ishmael, it's called Padan.
Right. Anyways, in Arabic, Shebeloshen Yishmael, in Arabic, Korim L'Sadeh Padan. A field is
okay. So
Padan.
a field is a Padan. Oh, okay. Very good. Interesting.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I think we can have time for another pasuk to make a start. Pasuk Chof Aleph, Lou.
Kaf Aleph.
Yeah.
Ev Tar Yitzchak Lashem V'no Chak Ishto Ki Akara Hi Va Yea Ser Lo Hashem Va Tahar Rivka Ishto. So it says Yitzchak entreated Hashem, his wife, because she was barren. And Hashem allowed himself to be entreated by him.
Yeah. Okay. That's how it's translated by.
Conceived.
Yeah. I translated it. Responding to his pleas. Yeah. And Rivka's wife became pregnant. Okay. Let's see the Rashi.
Okay. Vayetar. Harba. I'm sorry. Hirba. V'hif tzir bisafila. He prayed very much. Vaye atzer lo. Nis patzer. He was prevailed upon. V'nis pata lo. And he persuaded by him.
Nispatzer v'nispayes v'nispat Eloi. Right? He was like, how should I say it? And persuaded. He allowed himself to be implored, appeased, and persuaded by him.
Vayomer ani.
Omer Ani.
I say, Kol Lashon Eser.
Whatever, yeah.
Any expression of the root Eser, Lashon Haftara V'ribui Hu. It's an expression of beseechment and increasing. V'chein va'asar anan hak tores. Similarly, of the cloud of incense, which means marbit aliyas he'ashan, a great deal of smoke rising. V'chein ha tartem alai divrechem. Similarly, you multiplied your words upon me. V'chein v'nataros neshikos sonei. Similarly, excessive are the kisses of an enemy, which means domos lima rubos. They seem like many. V'hinam le masa, and they are a burden.
Right.
In Old French, engresser.
Ankresa.
V'nochach ishto ze omeid bizavis zo. This one stood in this corner, umispalel, and prayed. V'ze omedes bizavis zo. While this one stood in that corner, umispaleles, and prayed. Vayeaser lo. Lo la, velo la, but not by her.
In other words, HaKadosh Baruch Hu answered, responded to Yitzchok's pleas, but that doesn't say he responded to Rivka's pleas.
The Ein Dome Tefilas Tzaddik ben Rasha, that there is no comparison to the prayer of a righteous, the son of a wicked. Lis filas tzaddik ben tzaddik, to the prayer of a righteous son of a righteous.
Right.
Therefore, lo, by him, velo la, but not by her.
Meaning, HaKadosh Baruch Hu responded to his prayer and not to her prayer. Okay, now this is we'll discuss this again tomorrow. Let's put it this way.
Yeah,
Okay,
that's good because this is a bizarre thought.
okay, so we'll have to explain it. But as I say, we'll see tomorrow. Okay, have a
Hey,
great
Okay. Very good. Be well.
have a
Take care.
here.
Okay.